Hi everyone, my name is Jothi and welcome back to my channel. Today, in this video, I'm going to be going over exactly why you guys are watching this from the title itself. I'm going to be going over how I think I got into Harvard as well as other IVIES and MIT, CALTECH, and UCHICAGO as well as other schools. Before we start the video, I just want to encourage you all to click down below on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I make another video. And without further ado, let's get started. Just a quick background on me. I didn't use any college counseling service and I am not a legacy student. I am a STEM major, but I wasn't a part of any robotics clubs or science olympiads or science bowls in high school, and I am not a star athlete, but what I did do is a lot of research on the schools I wanted to go to and how I can write my application, and I watched a lot of videos on YouTube just like this video, so I thought maybe it's a good idea to create a video of my own for anyone watching right now. I hope it can help you out in any way possible. This is a completely self-reported section. You can report your APs, your SATs and ACTs, and your SAT-2s. One thing that I really liked about it is that the colleges that use the Common App can superscore your SAT through this section, which really helped me out a lot because I took the SAT twice, and because of the superscoring system, I got to keep my writing essay score for the first time I took it because I liked that, so I didn't even take the essay the second time I took the SAT. Of course, you guys are all just freaking out over the SAT. You're wondering if your score is good enough or if it's not, or if you should retake it again. Trust me, I was going through the same thing too. But it's a really good idea, it's something that helped me out a lot, to just go research your school and see what their interquartile range of scores is and see if your score is in between the 25th percentile of admitted student scores and the 75th percentile. And then based on that, you can decide if you want to retake your SAT or ACT or if you think your score is good enough. I'm not going to go too in-depth into everything about standardized testing and APs, but if you want me to just go over my advice on how I planned out all my APs throughout high school and how I took my SATs and ACTs and how I took SAT-2s, then definitely just comment down below in the comment section. In this section, this is a very important section, you will list up to 10 of your most important extracurricular activities. That being said, do not feel that you absolutely have to fill up all 10 slots. You don't have to. Don't worry about it. Just fill up whatever you can with your most important activities that you put a lot of work and effort into throughout high school and the activities that you feel describe who you are as a person. When it comes to describing your activities, you only have 150 characters to do so. That's not a lot at all. So you really have to be concise, you have to get to the point, describe exactly what you did in these activities, and then if you have room, you can list maybe some accomplishments with this activity and how it has affected you. Another tip of advice would definitely be to order your activities in order of importance. So list your most important activities that you spend all your time with, or at least the most amount of your time with, in high school, list that at the top, and then just go from there. So for example, I have my nonprofit organization to empower girls in STEM and STEAM, and that's what I spent most of my time doing. So that was listed as my first activity. That being said, of course, you're going to spend so much time on your activities, but when you list the number of hours you've worked on each activity per week, make sure that you are accurate and that you don't undersell the number of hours, because then you're going to seem like you don't put as much work into it as you actually do, and that's not a good thing. But at the same time, don't completely over-exaggerate your activities, because of course your application reader is going to know that you have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to go to school for at least 6 hours each day, you have to do your homework and study. So there's all these other things that take into play, and they're not going to believe that you additionally spent so many hours each day for 4 years on this one activity, as well as all your other activities. That being said, you definitely should show that you're passionate about the activities that you list, but you don't need to check off that you want to continue each activity in college, because of course the application readers know you're not going to be doing so many different clubs, as well as getting used to college life and taking so many hard classes in college, so you don't have to worry about that. And if I had any more advice on the activity section, it would definitely be to try to create your own story with this section and just connect it to maybe some of the other sections. So for example, if you have a specific major you want to focus on in college and you put that in your education section, maybe you should have an extracurricular or two in this activity section that could back up exactly why you want to major in whatever you do, and just to show that you are putting your attention towards your own interests. An example for me, I really want to be a STEM major, so I made sure to put my effort into extracurriculars like science research and my nonprofit to empower women in STEAM, and then my app development skills. This section is comprised of both the Common App personal statement, which is what I think is the most important part of the Common App, and it's also comprised of the additional info section. The Common App personal statement, this has about 6 or 7 different prompts that you can write about, and they're pretty open-ended, and essentially you're writing 650 words or less about you, and any moments or any memories that you feel encapsulates exactly who you are as a person and exactly what you want to convey about yourself to the application reader. So just whatever moments you have, just take them, just put your application reader in that moment, slow it down completely and show them exactly what was happening in each second, and what your thoughts were, what happened, how it happened, why it happened, how you were affected by it, maybe if it was a struggle, how you overcame the struggle, and how it affects who you are as a person today. So it's important that for some of you, even though you might start off your essay on more of a negative note, you should definitely end your essay on as much of a positive note as possible, just to show that you are growing and developing as a person today, and it all started off with moments like the ones that you're writing about. And it just conveys to your application reader that you're more of a likable person, which is a good thing for sure. And I know some people like to add titles to their essay to really encapsulate exactly what the essay is about to the application reader. So if you want to do that too, just maybe like 2 or 3 words of a title, that is also a pretty good idea. Very, very, very important. I cannot stress this enough. Check for grammar mistakes. Please, please just double check, triple check, check 5 times, check 10 times to make sure that everything is spelled correctly, your grammar is 100% correct, because if there are mistakes in this essay that are just very simple and careless, it'll just show that you didn't really take enough effort to present your best self to the application reader, and that's not a good sign. Get as many different eyes to read over your essay as possible, and just get many different opinions on it. So get your siblings, your parents, your other relatives, your teachers, your friends, just as many people as possible. Everyone is going to give different opinions about your essays. Some people are going to love it completely, and others are going to think that there are some areas for improvement. But in the end, it's up to you to decide if you want to take the advice or not. You absolutely do not need to take the advice just because they gave it to you. Just figure out what still fits you as a person and keeps the same tone that you want in the essay, and decide what's best. And then there's the additional info. This is basically another 650 word section where you can write anything that you feel the application reader should know about you that you weren't able to write in the rest of the application. So for example, you can write about any academic awards that you couldn't fit into the education section, or you can write more about your extracurricular activities that you listed in the activities section, but just stuff about those activities that you couldn't fit in 150 characters or less. That's what I used my additional info section for. Of course, that's already a lot of information, so I'm just going to stop right here. Thank you all for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Any tips that you haven't heard before. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. And just comment down below your thoughts, and maybe if you want to see any other videos. I hope to see you in the next video too. See ya!